started. So today we're gonna talk about single forever can find a decent man. So I thought this is a good topic to talk about because among a lot of people I come across, I hear this complaining all the time. Maybe because I'm in New York and they're saying, "Oh, it's so hard to meet a single man in New York City," whatever. But I think this can be common problem people do complaining about. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. It's there's a lot of different ways we could approach this, but um, in the work that I do, I help people manifest their soulmate. So one of the main things that I talk about is mindset and what you're putting out vibrationally. So if you're in the mindset that you're going to be single forever, that there's nobody good out there, you can't find all the good ones are taken, all that crap, you're literally never going to find anybody because that's what you're putting out into the universe, right? You've got to realize that timing matters. Divine timing is a thing. Um, we're all on a timeline that shifts, moment by moment based on your decisions and choices. So you can absolutely speed up finding the person that you desire, but you have to be in the mindset that it's possible. So if you're out there sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm going to be single forever. I can't find anybody. There are no decent people around. Everybody sucks, blah, blah, blah," you're just going to get more evidence of the same. So, first and foremost, you've got to stop doing that because I promise you, if you desire a soulmate connection, that person is out there for you. You just have to go about doing the right things in order to find them. And being in mindset that you're going to stay single forever is certainly not the way to do it.
Yeah, that's correct. I do help out a lot of twin flame relationship, and then I get a lot of the question, if I am with twin flame or soulmate or whatever. Doesn't matter what the definition is. Some people are concerned that, some people who wants to meet the one, they're concerned. Oh, I haven't really met anyone who they consider twin flame or soulmate, right? So it is really important to I do coaching for dating, so it's really important for you to put yourself out there. What I tell my clients usually is, doesn't matter you can find the one yet. If you're asked out by a guy who you don't feel repelled by, like any guy you feel like okay to talk with him for hour. It's not like you're attracted to him, but okay to be friend with, let's say, right? So if you're doing that, you're kind of opening up yourself to more open, inviting love, inviting meeting new person. If you put yourself out there, you will meet more people because you are taking an action. And that's what I personally do, right? Instead of like complaining and saying, "Oh, I don't meet anybody," so like what? You're just gonna stay in your apartment or house and then complain forever? You're not gonna meet anyone if you're gonna do that. Only person you're gonna meet is a UPS man, you know. And these are really interesting story that my girlfriend, she's also single. She met the guy when she was having dinner in the restaurant, and then the guy happened to be next to her, and then they met. Means like they're waiting for the table, and he was waiting for the table to, you know, uh, guided to sit down. Before that, they're at the bar, and then they met each other. So I'm thinking, wow, that's a really great way of meeting people. Means like, my girlfriend is very open person. She can be friendly with anyone, amazing person. So like, if you are out there, you know and then also you're out there to give this openness to meet people, then it's easier for the other person to start talking to you. And then me doing the same thing too, I just talk to the stranger, you know. If you're gonna do that, then it's easy to meet people.
Yeah, and I mean, when it comes to realizing that there are so many people on this planet, you really have to take action, right? You have to do things like Erica was saying. You have to put yourself out there. And at the very least, it doesn't mean you have to, do things that make you super uncomfortable. But if you're not into online dating, there are plenty of other things you can do. Like, there's lots of singles groups. You could get together with groups or hang out with friends, and it's very casual and there's not a lot of pressure. But taking action is really important. So I think one of the things I always encourage people to do is to really tune into your inner guidance and make sure that when your intuition is telling you, hey, maybe you should go do this, to go do it. Because honestly, that's how I met my husband in the middle of the night at Starbucks at like 2 o'clock in the morning. But I'm also very tapped into my intuition, my guidance. And my guidance was telling me, like, because I knew I was looking for the one, right? And my guidance, I was working a night shift at the time, and my guidance was like, get up and go to Starbucks on your lunch break. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know that I want to do that. It's the middle of the night. I don't really feel like driving. It's dark out, blah, blah, blah. But my guidance was, that intuition was just nudging me, hey, coffee would be really good right now. Why don't you go to Starbucks, get out, and just go for a drive. So I listened and I did. And that is exactly how I met my husband, because he was the only other person in there. And had I not listened, who knows how long it would have taken me to meet him. Um, so listening to your guidance and listening to your intuition is important. So when it tells you to get up and go somewhere and do something, listen, even if it doesn't make sense, because you have no idea how the universe is bringing this person to you. It may be through online dating, it may be through meeting up at the grocery store. You don't know how it's going to happen. You just have to be open and allow the universe to move you to the right place and time. So listening to that guidance is really important. And I know we have a question, Eric. I'm going to bring this gentleman up. He had asked. So um, I'm just going to bring you up on stage. There you go. Hi, how are you?
Hello, it's evening here. It's evening in this part of the world. My name is Taiwo Adeyemi. Taiwo means twins. I'm a twin, a boy and a girl. So in Africa, it means the first twins. Taiwo. Actually, this is a wonderful topic, and I think it's happening all over the world. It's happening not only, in the Western world, it's all over the world. There are scarcity of decent people, men, women, you know, you know, there's this, the world is, turning to something else. But actually, there are still some good men and women. It depends on a lot of things are responsible for that. Number one, your background, your values, your faith, and the environment. Though, thank God for technology. Thank God for technology that has made the world a global village. But I think looking for a decent person start with us. Are you a decent man? Are you a decent woman? Men too has this fear of not wanting to marry a wrong woman, or and if you are looking for a decent man, one of the ways to find them is through referral. from people you respect, people you know that they are decent people. Actually, good people often, work, they know good people. They know their friend that is decent, that is good, that values, family, you know. So sometimes you go to where decent can be found, There are okay, there are places like the church, like association, in your community, they're everywhere. Online is okay, but these days, due to frontless activities, you can hardly trust people online. So I just believe that they are still good people, just like Tonya, just like Erika. You're good people. So they're also good people. But I believe it starts with us. How are we decent? Like attract like. So I just want to say this. Actually, when I met my wife, she woke up to me after observing me for some months. We met in a church anyway. So she toast me, she asked me out. I don't know what the word toast, what to use over there, but yeah, she asked me out that look, I like you, I prayed about it, and I love it. I love her too, and we are good together. So sometimes you go for a decent man, you go for who you I don't know if I'm making sense, but I will still, want to listen to other people's opinion. Thank you for allowing me to talk. God bless you.
Yeah, no, amazing. And I absolutely agree with you. I think there's a very valid point that you brought forward. So thank you for saying that. I think it absolutely starts with you, you know, because like does attract like. And if you have the desire to be with a certain kind of person, obviously we want good people in our lives, right? Somebody who's going to be honest, somebody who's going to be caring, somebody who's going to be attentive, all the things. Looking at your values, what you value, what do you value? And then working on cultivating those qualities in yourself first is going to bring about more people in your life that share your same values, right? Because like attracts like. So, working on yourself is really important. So, if you desire somebody who's going to be really kind, then work on your own kindness. Be more kind to other people, be more kind to yourself. If you really desire a very passionate love affair, and you want to be with somebody who is going to be just so head over heels in love with you, fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with yourself. It is so important. You have to cultivate the qualities in yourself first and know your values. Know what your values are, because I find a lot of people get into trouble when they find that they're attracted to somebody and then a little bit down the road they realize that their values are completely out of alignment. But maybe there was an attraction at first, or they thought they were cool to hang out with or whatever, and then they end up realizing that, oh, we don't value the same things. So it's really important to know what your values are. So thank you so much for bringing that up. I thought that was really, really good insight.
Thank you for that. Another thing I observe, I'm a keen observer. Sometimes the age difference, the decent man is looking for could be a younger person. My wife is actually a year older than I, and I'm cool with that. Sometimes age difference. A good guy, a good man can be younger than if you don't have problem with that. I think you find happiness. Another thing, another decent man may be somebody outside your faith, outside your country, your race. It may be an European, it may be an Arab man, it may be an African, it may be a British man. Sometimes decent is not limited to a particular place or geographical location. So I've seen a lot of good people. There are good people over the world. Also there are bad people over the place. So sometimes I think another way I think to help people is to belong to community associations. Be involved, be involved, about around you, what is happening in your community, associations. I don't know what is called over there, Be involved, be involved with community. They are good people, and a lot of men are tired. A lot of women are tired. Who knows? Thank
Yeah, no, I think being involved in your community is a great way to meet people. Because you'd be surprised, go do things that interest you. Because there are plenty of, I mean, you want to find somebody that has shared interests, go do things that interest you, go, be of service somewhere, go, you'd be surprised where you meet people, and absolutely step out of your, what is normally comfortable for you, because you have no idea. You have no idea. I mean, there's beautiful people everywhere. You don't have to stay limited to your own little small space of, just your little town, right? Erica, what did you want to add to that?
I think taking the action, especially male, you know, um, taking the action gonna add you to your faith that you're gonna meet someone. So that's really important, especially men to do that. Like female, we can kind of like we tend to believe in something unseen, and then we can just put faith, and then we can just wait to receive it. But my understanding, male do need to take an action. Set the goal, take an action, and then if you keep on doing it, you feel like you're getting closer.
that is true. The women of today's, world are independent, they are brave, they are successful, they are highly educated, and they have standard. So I think, the period, the years that men take, so responsibility for, asking a lady out. I think some ladies has a standard that not many men can attain, can reach to, you know. So personally, that is my own personal opinion, and I'm wrong. I'm sorry if it's wrong, but I think a woman also should be bold. Though the scripture said a man will approach a woman, but if you love a man and in every perimeter you know that this is a decent man, this will make a good husband, a good father, a good friend. I think, he may be scared by your sources, by your qualification, by your standard to approach. Some men, some decent men are very shy. You may not believe it, but that is the truth. Some good, decent guy, they are innocently shy. So that is my own opinion, and I take responsibility if I'm wrong, but that is my own opinion.
Sorry, I was having trouble with my microphone. Um, yeah, no, I agree. I think it's hard, it's hard, especially when people are typically introverts, or maybe they're not super comfortable in social situations. It doesn't mean that they don't have amazing qualities, right? So it's helpful, if you find someone that you are attracted to, and get to know them. Take the pressure off of yourself. You don't have to be in the mindset of, oh, I have to find my mate right this minute. Just spend some time getting to know people. Take the pressure off. Don't be so nervous because you're looking at every situation like it's a potential life partner, you know, just allow yourself to get to know people. Allow yourself that time to hang out with them, you know, chat with them, get a little more comfortable. And then people tend to kind of like relax more, right? That's why I think dating groups, singles groups, are a great way to meet people, and also just being around other people doing activities, you know, like you had mentioned, being out, whether it's, you know, volunteering at the dog shelter, volunteering somewhere, you know, cleaning up, you know, whatever you're passionate about. Like I am really, I live by the ocean. So I'm really passionate about keeping plastic out of the water. So there are a couple of groups in the area where a bunch of people get together and we go clean up the beaches, we go collect garbage, we go do it. And there are so many people there. And I've met some incredible people there that also share similar values and passions that I do. Now, obviously, I'm not looking for a partner, but at the same time, though, it's a great way to meet people and it's a casual environment, you know, so you're not feeling that stress over, oh, this is a date and I have to get, I mean, it allows you to get to know people. And then kind of, you know, if you are that type of person who gets very nervous or is very shy, you know, it's a great way to kind of put yourself out there and get more comfortable being around people. And then, you know, once you get to know people a little bit, then you can kind of move forward with much more comfort. So just kind of work with what you have. You know, if you're typically a very shy person or you get very nervous, you know, play around with that a little bit. You don't always have to be the one making the first move, right? Erica, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, and also it's very important to, you know, like Tonya said before, it's really important to set your intention that you will meet this kind of people, like person. It's really, you don't have to have a tons of list, but you have to have some kind of particular person you are seeking for, because if you just let, you know, your wish vague, then you're gonna end up marrying to someone first person you meet, and then often that's not it. It's very important to have a clear understanding of what kind of person you're looking for, but doesn't have to be super specific, because being too specific is not good either. Like, you know, some people, they have a tons of lists and everybody, this person has to apply every single checkbox. That's not good. And then we'll be talking about this topic about 10 or 15 more minutes. Then we're going to close the room. I just want to notify it in early so everybody know about this.
Yeah, sorry. I'm having my phone has been giving me issues all day long. It's very strange. Um anyway, yeah, no, I mean, being clear, like I said, everything goes back to knowing what you want. And this is why I think a lot of people jump into the dating world and they're like, oh, they're so focused on physical attraction only, or like how much money the person's making, or, you know, all of these things that are like kind of on the surface, right? Not that they're not important, but it's just very surface stuff. What is so necessary, and this is like I said, when I work with my clients, I teach them to get really clear, get super clear about what you want, not just looks, not just finances, but what kind of personality do they have? What kind of um, things are important to you value wise? Do you want children? Where do you want to live? Does family matter to you? Do you want to stay close to your family? Do you want to stay close to their family? What kind of things do you like to do? Do you like to go on vacations? What parts of the country do you like to visit? Do you have a passion for something that's really significant? What are your values? What do you value? Do you value honesty? Do you value independence? You know, spirituality? You know, what is important to you? And once you're really clear about what it is that is important to you, you know what you want, then you can step out and be like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. So not only is that clarity going to help attract people like that to you because you know what you want. I think so many people don't know what they want. They just want a relationship. They're like, I don't want to be alone. I want to have a partner, so they're willing to take kind of like whatever they can get and then they end up unhappy. You know, you have to be clear, especially when it comes to the universe. You have to be super clear and say, okay, this is what I desire. So then the universe can bring that to you. But unless you're clear about what you want, you don't know what, you're just gonna like, it's just kind of wishy-washy, right? Because everything is attraction. Everything, we attract everything to us. So getting clear and knowing your values and knowing what you really, really want and the important stuff, not just the superficial stuff, the really deep, important things. Do you want somebody who's you're going to be able to have deep intellectual conversations with? Do you want somebody who's got a good sense of humor that's going to make you laugh? I mean, what things are important to you? It doesn't matter what it is, but what is important to you is what you need to focus on. And then again, I'll go back to saying this, cultivate those qualities within yourself, because if you don't like your own company, nobody else is going to like your company either. So cultivate those things within yourself, work on those qualities within yourself. And I promise you, you will find somebody that's going to match those same qualities. It happens every time. Every time. I've seen it happen again and again and again. It's happened in my own life. It's happened with my clients. You get clear and start cultivating those things in your own life. And I promise you, you're going to find the kind of person you're looking for.
Yes, and then during the time you're single, this is a perfect time to love yourself. Because the more you love yourself and self love, you find the person who align with your vibration, who will love you, and then you will love that person, which is important. So instead of complaining and saying, "Oh, I can't find anybody, I'm gonna be single forever," it's really important to spend your time to grow yourself and love yourself while you're open to meet any kind of people, because you never know the person you kind of dated, he or her friend might be your future partner. You never know. So it's really important to be open-minded and take an action and have a clarity what kind of person you're looking for.
Yeah. And it all starts with loving yourself. And I find so many people, don't really truly love themselves. They'll be like, yeah, I'm okay. Or they might tell themselves in their mind, oh, yeah, sure, I'm okay. I love myself. But if you spend any time listening to that inner critic, that little voice in your head that starts talking about, oh, you don't deserve this, or you're not good enough for that, or you start comparing yourself to other people, you have to really work on yourself, work on embodying that sense of love and appreciation for yourself. Again, like attracts like. You love yourself, other people are going to love you. You fall in love with yourself first, and then everything else just kind of falls into place, you know? And it's really incredible to watch. And then once you realize that you're complete and whole in of yourself, a partner is a bonus. A partner is like an added icing on the cake. It's not somebody who's meant to complete you. It's somebody who is going to share life with you, right? So loving yourself is absolutely key, and working to cultivate your own appreciation for yourself, and not looking at, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy. All those things we tell ourselves because we've been led to believe that in one way, shape, or form growing up. All of us have. So focusing on building a better relationship with yourself and learning to love yourself where you're at, not 20 pounds from now, not when I get a better job, not when I finally have the partner I want. No, love yourself now exactly where you're at, because not only are you worthy, but you are 100% unconditionally loved by the universe, source, God, however you choose to look at that energy. So you are perfect just as you are, period. And by embracing and embodying that love, you are going to call that love to you. Erica, did you want to add anything? Because I know you said we needed to wrap up. I know you've got to get going.
Yeah, so everything is vibration. So it's really important to set yourself to be the vibration of love. Um, Starting from loving yourself, and that's gonna guide you to the person you're gonna eventually meet. And then, if you happen to be spiritual, if you happen to be intuitive, and get the particular message, do this and do that, follow that direction, and don't doubt it, even though that looks kind of weird. The direction is. Um, I'm not big fan of us dating app, but I was told by my guide get into this particular app, so I did. You know, um, that's kind of important. I know I have a friend of mine who I do clubhouse with, and she met her love of her life because her guide said that do this app, and then she met this person. You know, so be open minded and follow the direction, and then don't think this is the only possibility. Just do everything you can think of, and then when you get the guidance, follow that.
Yeah. And I mean, even if you don't think you're particularly intuitive, we all are. So it's just a matter of kind of tuning into it, starting to listen. When you get an idea that pops in your head that's kind of out of the ordinary, or like maybe you're sitting at your computer working, or you're driving your car and all of a sudden you get a thought that pops in that's like, oh, hey, I should go over here. Or, oh, hey, why don't you go do that? Listen to those little nudges. And the more you listen to those little nudges and act on them, the more clear your guidance becomes. So you have to kind of start trusting it. But that guidance is absolutely spirit's way of leading you to where you need to be in order to meet the right person for you. It works. You just have to start practicing it. And we all are spiritual beings. We all have our connection to our own soul that is always leading and guiding us, not to mention spirit guides. I don't know if you believe that or not, but you can call it instinct, whatever you want. We all have that inner nudge that happens that leads us and moves us and guides us. So start listening to that. It's a great way to allow the universe to move you to the right place and time to meet the people. Oh, my dog, sorry. Anyway, Erica, did you want to add anything before we start wrapping things up?
No, we're fine. Like me and Tonya, we do our room every Tuesday at 12.
Okay,
So come and join us to have a topic. We usually talk about either relationship or spirituality.
okay. I will, I will suggest this is a wonderful platform, a wonderful topic. It will be great to create awareness. A lot of good people have to be on this, page, on this room. I learned a lot, and thank you for that. Thank you, Tonya. Thank you, Erika. You are wonderful. Tonya, you are a bundle of knowledge. I will schedule my, time, and I will invite one or two people. I think it's a wonderful topic. So please keep it up. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so kind. Thank you so much for being here and for adding the conversation. I appreciate you. I value everything you said. So thank you. It's very, very amazing. And I always feel that everybody always hears what they need to hear when they're meant to. So I appreciate Erica always having this room every other week in her club. My club is the Awakened Soul Journey. Next week, we will have our topic there. And like Erica mentioned, it's always on relationships and spirituality. So we would love for you to give us a follow. We'll be happy to follow you back, and have an amazing, beautiful day. We will see you next Tuesday. Thanks, everybody.